Hello students, a very good morning to you. How are you? I hope you all okay and preparing for your UTs. So that's why students we are trying to revise your syllabus again from chapter 1. That's why you can get something extra from us and can utilize. And students, you also have to take your UT seriously. You can't think it or take it as lightly because this will decide that how much you have studied in this time period and how this study help you in the future. As I have told you, if you study in this time, then you can change your future. So students, now let's continue our revision of chapter 2 of class 11, that is biological classification. As you know that we have completed the kingdom, we are studying about biological classification and its main importance is to know about different organisms that are living in different corners of the world or different parts of the world, that is belonging from different habitats. So the biological classification, in biological classification we have studied about the kingdom Monera and Protista, in which in kingdom Monera bacteria are placed and in Protista those organisms are placed who resembles or who have the similarities both with plants and animals. Today we will study about the kingdom fungi. All the species put in the kingdom fungi are mainly multicellular, means their body is multicellular. As we are studying about about different type of kingdom, so here the first defining point or character of fungi is they all are multicellular. Multicellular means they are made up of many cells, exception only in case of yeast. Why yeast? Yeast is a single cell or unicellular organism. Rest of the species are multicellular. And its body, if you see its body, then it has many hyphae. Hyphae are thread-like structures. I have drawn the diagram in my last class. You can see these hyphae are like this. They are hyphae and form the mycelium. They all are called as hyphae and they together or aggregate makes as mycelium. Inside mycelium the spores are formed, or outside the mycelium the spores are formed. Means these spores which reproduce or take part in reproduction. So if the spores form outside the body of mycelium or outside the mycelium, then it is called as exogenous. And if the spores formed inside the mycelium, then they are called as endogenous. So this is the structure of mycelium, which is consist of many hyphae. Clear students? Again, next character we can write that they are completely heterotrophic. Why they are completely heterotrophic? Because they depend on other organisms, especially on dead and decaying organisms. So here we can say that heterotrophic. Heterotrophic means here they are saprophytic. Saprophytic means those who take their nutrition from dead and decaying substances. That's why they are called as heterotrophic, or in heterotrophic they are called as saprophytic. They reproduce vegetatively, asexually and sexually. Next character is reproduction. So three type of reproduction we can see. One is vegetative, another is asexual, and the next one is sexual. So vegetative reproduction takes place through fragmentation, or we can say as binary fission. Clear students? Fragmentation, binary fission or budding. Fragmentation, then your binary fission and budding. These three type of reproduction we can see in vegetative propagation, whereas in asexual reproduction we can see that it forms zoospores or aplanospores. Zoospores or aplanospores. They are the asexual structure of all the fungi. Again, the sexual reproduction is by forming either plasmogamy, karyogamy or meiosis. Sexual by through plasmogamy, karyogamy and meiosis. So students, I am giving you the introduction about fungi, that what is fungi, where they live, how is their structure, how they reproduce. So here I have told you vegetative reproduction by fragmentation means either they divides or splits their body into many fragments. Then binary fission means when they divide, they may be so reproduced through binary fission or multiple fission also. Means through binary fission or multiple fission when the organism splits its body into two or many parts. Then budding means like in case of yeast, you know that chain budding is occurs. So asexual reproduction, vegetative reproduction takes place. These two means again asexual reproduction by zoospores which is motile and aplanospore which is non-motile. These spores are formed for asexual reproduction, and again sexual reproduction is through plasmogamy, karyogamy and meiosis. So what is plasmogamy? You already know. Plasmogamy means fusion of protoplasm. As we know that the protoplasm is the living substance inside the cell. That's why plasmogamy can be defined as fusion of protoplasm. Means sexual reproduction is through fusion of protoplasm. Then next karyogamy means fusion of nucleus. Fusion of nucleus. As we know that karyon means nucleus, karyogamy means fusion of nucleus. Again meiosis can be only seen in those organisms whose parent body is diploid. So through meiosis they are formed 4 haploid gametes which are called as tetrads. So here this is about reproduction, how they reproduce. So students, now it has again, this kingdom has 4 divisions. They are as Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes and Deuteromycetes. How they are divided into different groups on the basis of their structure, on the mode of nutrition and how they look. So in this way they are divided into 4 divisions, and these 4 divisions are Phycomycetes, then your Ascomycetes, then third one is your Basidiomycetes, and fourth one is your Deuteromycetes. So these are the 4 divisions that the fungi shows. On the basis of the spore they are formed and the way they reproduce. As we know that the spores are reproductive unit of every organism, whether it is plant, animal or fungus. So Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes. It means if we see the mycelium, then suppose the Phycomycetes, then its mycelium is sometimes cenocytic and septate. Here you have to remember the term cenocytic and septate. Septate means having separation wall between the adjacent cells, and cenocytic means containing many nucleus per cell. Cenocytic means containing many nucleus per cell, and septate means having separation wall. So students, we are studying about Phycomycetes. Here I have told you that this is cenocytic and septate, and sometimes it may be aseptate also. It may be aseptate. Aseptate means having no separation wall. Many cases it is aseptate, in few cases it is septate. Clear students? As I have told you, in case of that all the species of fungi are multicellular, the exception is yeast. Here also they are aseptate, majority of them are aseptate, whereas few are septate. That's why if they aseptate, then they have the cenocytic condition. Means if there is no separation wall, then they contain many nucleus per cell. That's why they are called as aseptate. Clear students? Again, the asexual reproduction is taken through, as you know, asexual reproduction is takes place by the aplanospore or zoospore. So here for Phycomycetes we can write the asexual spore is zoospore or aplanospore. Clear? So this is the second character for Phycomycetes, that they are asexual spore. Then sexual spore or sexual reproduction by forming isogamous, anisogamous or oogamous. Sexual reproduction isogamous, anisogamous, and oogamous. So isogamous means when both the gametes are similar in shape and size. Anisogamous means one is large and another is small. And oogamous means when both the gametes one is large and one is small. So here isogamous, anisogamous or oogamous. This is the sexual reproduction takes place in Phycomycetes by forming these spores, or we can say as these spores as zoospores. Clear, students? So here we can take example of Mucor, Rhizopus as the example of Phycomycetes. Mucor and Rhizopus. Students, you have to just remember the examples of this. Rest of the character have similarity with these divisions. Next is your Ascomycetes. What is Ascomycetes and why this is named so? It is also commonly called as sac fungi. Ascomycetes is commonly called as sac fungi. Then your Ascomycetes, this is called as sac fungi. Why this is called sac fungi? Because it forms sac or bag-like structure. Or if you see the diagram of this fungi, then they are looks like sac or bag. So the example multicellular form, it means the fungi that come in this division, the multicellular form is Penicillium. Multicellular form is Penicillium, whereas unicellular form is yeast. So they are called as or come under or put under Ascomycetes. This is called as sac fungi, multicellular form, and then the unicellular form. Then the mycelium is branched and septate. Next point you can write, mycelium is branched and septate, means the mycelium has many branches, and septate means having the separation valve. I have drawn the diagram here. You see that how mycelium looks. Here in case of Ascomycetes, the species of Ascomycetes, mycelium is branched and septate, due to which if it is septate, then it will not show the cynocytic conditions. Clear, students? Many of them are decomposers, parasites or coprophilous. Decomposers, parasites and coprophilous. Here you know about coprophilous. Coprophilous means those who grow on cow dung. Clear? Those who grow on cow dung. That's why they are called as coprophilous. You know about parasites and decomposers. Decomposers means who help in decomposition. Bacteria and fungi help in decomposition. As we are studying here about fungi, so they are also help in the process of decomposition. That's why they are called as decomposers. Some are parasite and some are coprophilous. Clear, students? And the asexual reproduction is through conidia. Asexual reproduction is through conidia. Conidia, if you see, this is look like, these are the conidia. So inside the conidia, asexual spores, which are called as ascospores. Ascospores are formed. Clear, students? Next is the sexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction is by forming ascocarps. Sexual reproduction is formed ascocarps, and inside the ascocarps, ascospores are formed. The singular is ascus and the plural is asci. Clear, students? So these ascospores are germinated as new mycelium. As inside ascocarp, ascospore is formed, and when they germinate, they are grows as new mycelium. As you know that inside the mycelium the haploid gamete is formed. So the mycelium is formed. And the examples are, which I have already told you, yeast, penicillium and morels, which is eaten by human beings as food. These are called as morels. But all the species of fungi are not used for eating. So only a few species. So in Ascomycetes, I have told all its character. Its common name is sac fungi. It is multicellular as well as unicellular. Its multicellular form is penicillium, whereas unicellular form is yeast. Mycelium is branched and septate. Then different type of species do different functions. Some are decomposers, some are parasites, some are coprophilous. Here I have told you about coprophilous who grow on cow dung. Then asexual reproduction is through ascospores. Sexual reproduction is by forming ascocarp, and inside ascocarp the sexual spore is formed, that is called ascospores again, and the ascospores again germinated to form mycelium, and inside mycelium the spores are formed. Clear, students? And the examples which I have gave you here, that penicillium, yeast and morels, and neurospora also we can take example of Ascomycetes, neurospora. You know about neurospora. Neurospora is used in the study of biotechnology, neurospora. Next is your Basidiomycetes. Basidiomycetes is commonly called as bracket fungi. Like Ascomycetes is called as sac fungi, whereas Basidiomycetes is called as bracket fungi. Why this is called as bracket fungi? As it looks like, or its shape is resembles with the bracket structure. Clear, students? Its mycelium is also branched and hyphae are septate. Next point about mycelium. Mycelium is branched and septate, means having separation bulb. So second point you can write here, mycelium is branched and septate. Then you can write the third point, vegetative propagation occurs through fragmentation. Vegetative reproduction through fragmentation means when the organism's body splits into many parts and each part is get converted into a new organism, that is called fragmentation. So here you can write fragmentation. Here, students, no asexual spore is found, so asexual reproduction is absent. Asexual reproduction, this is the exception and important. Asexual reproduction is absent. Means as the asexual spores are not found, so the species of Basidiomycetes lacks the structure of asexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction is through dikaryon. Dikaryon means fusion of nucleus. Dikaryotic phase means within one cell two nucleus are fused with each other. That's why the condition is called as dikaryotic phase. Clear? And sometimes somatogamy. Somatogamy, here the term you have to remember, somatogamy. Soma means body, and when the two bodies are fused, this type of reproduction is called as somatogamy. So again, let's recap. It is commonly called as bracket fungi, which Basidiomycetes. Mycelium is branched and septate. Vegetative propagation or vegetative reproduction through fragmentation. Asexual reproduction is absent. Sexual reproduction is through dikaryon or dikaryophase and somatogamy. Clear, students? So other characters are also we can see with some examples. Sometimes karyogamy also occurs, and due to karyogamy, basidiospores are formed. Karyogamy also occurs. They form basidiospores, and inside which basidiospore forms, that is called as basidiocarp. Basidiocarp is the structure inside which basidiospores are formed. That's why they are called as basidiocarp, and they are formed exogenously at the upper part of the mycelium. Exogenously means exogenously at the upper part of the mycelium. upper part of the mycelium means the basidiospores which are formed, that is exogenously formed, and the upper part of the mycelium, that the mycelium is consist of several number of hyphae. That's why we can say that it is formed exogenously, and again the mycelium are germinate to form the new organism. Examples we can take here as Ostilago. Here we can take the Basidiomycetes, Ostilago. Clear, students? If you want, then you can remember more examples also. So here I am giving you Ostilago, Agaricus, Hoxinia. These are interesting names. Ostilago, Agaricus and Hoxinia are the examples of Basidiomycetes. The next one is your Deuteromycetes. It is commonly called as Deuteromycetes. It is commonly called as imperfect fungi. Imperfect. Students, here you can see this is called sac fungi, then Basidiomycetes is called bracket fungi, and Deuteromycetes is called as imperfect fungi. Why this is called as imperfect fungi? Because sexual reproduction is absent. Sexual reproduction is absent. If in 1 mark question, the question will be asked what is imperfect fungi, as the species of Deuteromycetes have no sexual reproduction. Here I want to tell you something, that when after dividing these divisions, some species are put in Deuteromycetes who have sexual mode of reproduction. Again they are, when found to be no sexual reproduction occur, they are put into Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes. So only the asexually reproducing species of fungi are put in this division, means that is called Deuteromycetes. Clear, students? Again mycelium, you have to write about mycelium. Mycelium is vast and septate, and then they reproduce asexually by forming conidia. Sexual reproduction absent. Asexual reproduction through conidia. Asexual reproduction through conidia. Clear? Sexual reproduction is absent. Asexual reproduction through conidia. And you can give the example of Trichoderma, Alternaria, Trichoderma, Oscillatoria are the examples of Deuteromycetes. So here is the Trichoderma that causes many fungal disease, skin disease to human beings. So students, this is all about your kingdom fungi and its divisions. In the next class, we will study about Plantae and Animalia. Before it, as I want to complete the chapter that your UT is will be held within 1 to 2 days. So students, the kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia you will study in next chapters, in chapter 3 and chapter 4. So you know that those species have chlorophyll and can synthesize their own food. They are placed under kingdom Plantae. And those who can't synthesize their food, they are heterotrophic and depend on other animals and plants for their food, are put in Animalia. Again, the plant kingdom has different divisions and animal kingdom have different divisions. Plant kingdom, the species of Angiosperm, so alternation of generation, and different type of other plant species we will know in the next chapters. But still you need to know some summary about the kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. As I have told you, all the multicellular chlorophyll bearing structures or organisms are placed under kingdom Plantae. They all are heterotrophic with some exceptions, that some are parasitic, means partial parasitic, like your Cuscata or Coscata, you can say as Coscata, that depend on other plants for their growth. Again, plants alternation of generation. Alternation of generation means reverse of gametophytic phase into sporophytic and sporophytic into gametophytic. In this way, they complete their life cycle. In plant kingdom, we will study about Thallophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Gymnosperm and Angiosperm. How different divisions of plant kingdom show different type of life cycles. Some show haplontic life cycle, some show diplontic life cycle, and some show haplodiplontic life cycle. It means if the organism's lifespan spent large in haplontic life cycle means 2n phase, this is called as haplontic life cycle. If spans through diplontic phase means through 2n phase, then it is called as diplontic. And if equal means both half phase means gametophytic and sporophytic phase is half means n and 2n, this is called as haplodiplontic. Clear students? So this is about plant kingdom. Again animal kingdom, all the animals we will study that they reproduce sexually, and some of them bear their young ones inside the body and some outside the body. Some of them lays eggs, and some of them directly gives birth to their child, and their habitat is also of different types. Some live on land, some are in water and any other habitats. So students, this is all about your chapter 2, and next we will continue our chapter 11 in the next class.